بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. اتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Today, inshallah, we'll be moving on to the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. Hadith number 210, right? من كانت عنده مظلمة لأخيه. Is that one? The hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, we are done with the hadith of Abu Humayd al-Sa'idi radiallahu anhu about the operation and the evil consequence of operation on the Day of Judgment and taking from that which doesn't belong to a person without permission, and the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called it ghulul. And also we discussed the issue of hadaya and rumman, whether it is permissible to make a gift to somebody who works with the government and authority or not, and why the Sharia is very strict in that matter. And this is simply because it is a big door being open to the bribe. If you are going to give gift to the workers just because they are perfect and they are excellent in their job, that will open a door for them not to be doing their job for somebody who is not going to give them that kind of gift. So that's why the door is closed. And this is general. It includes lecturers in the universities, medical doctors. Whoever works with the government is not supposed to take gift. So if I'm not supposed to take, you are also not supposed to give. It's like that. So we cooperate and help each other. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَتَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. The next hadith is the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من كانت عنده مظلمة لأخيه من عرضه أو من شيء فليتحلل له منه اليوم قبل أن لا يكون دينار ولا درهم. إن كان له عمل صالح أخذ منه بقدر مظلمته، وإن لم يكن له حسنات أخذ من سيئات صاحبه فحمل عليه. رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said, من كانت عنده مظلمة لأخيه, whoever has any mazlama, oppression that he did against somebody who happened to be his brother in Islam or his brother biologically, whatever. So you oppress somebody, or the right of somebody is on your shoulder. The Prophet ﷺ said, whether this right is something that is related to his ird. Ird is the honor and dignity. أو من شيء. In some narration, the Prophet ﷺ said, أو مال, or his wealth that you have taken without permission from him. Al-madlamatu min al-ird, the oppression that usually takes place concerning the matter of a'rad, is something like backbiting. You talk against somebody behind his back by any means, or you do something which everyone knows that you are trying to imitate that person. In a way, he will not be happy to see you doing that. That's also kind of backbiting. So you're not allowed to talk about any Muslim. You get it mentioning something that he doesn't want you to say. Even if he does that which you're talking about, the Prophet ﷺ said this is a deal. And this also opened the door for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to tarnish the image of that person who is going against the end of his brother. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ said when he addressed the believers, especially those people who believe with their tongue, but they do not let Iman get inside their heart. The Prophet ﷺ says, do not go and follow the awrat al-mu'mineen, trying to get the secret activities of somebody or those hidden things that he doesn't want people to see. You go and spy on somebody and get those information and share with others with the intention of tarnishing his image. So whatever the case might be, if he doesn't want you to mention something about him, you are not supposed to say. If not, the Prophet ﷺ said you should be ready to face the consequence. You take his money, the Prophet ﷺ said, فَلْيَتَحَلَّلْهُ مِنْهُ الْيَوْمَ. Let this person settle the case today. قَبْلَ أَنْ لَا يَكُونَ دِينَارٌ وَلَا دِرْهَمٌ. Before a day comes where there will be no dirham and no dinar. Which day is that? Day of judgment. Okay. No dirham, no dinar. So today, if I talk against you, I can settle that. I can go and apologize. I can forgive. Today, if I take your money without permission, I can go and settle that. I can pay it here on this life. In this life, I can do the issue. So the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever hears this message, it's better for him to settle the case right now. Before a day comes in which no dinar, no dirham, no ringgit. If we look in our own life nowadays, no dollars, no riyal, nothing of this dunya works on the day of judgment. قال إن كان له عمل صالح أخذ منه بقدر مظلمته. If that oppressor has some righteous deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take from it the value of that madlama, that oppression he did. But the question here is, how much you need, how much ringgit to pay for one word you said against your Muslim brother or sister? You know, this backbiting nowadays is rampant. Hardly to find people sitting down in the place without going through this. And this is a very dangerous life. We are making people not feeling comfortable living next to us. And the best way out, as I always mention, is to always remember the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that says, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir, falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut." Whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the hereafter, he should say good or keeps quiet. And nowadays we backbite through scholars. That's the most dangerous type of backbiting, to backbite a scholar. Because those scholars, if they are righteous and they're awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, backbiting them is equal to waging war against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Man aada li waliyan faqad adantuhu bil harb." Whoever hates my wali, he should get ready and be prepared for a war between him and me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. And Imam Ahmad, or one of the great scholars of Islam, says, "Luhum al-ulama'i masmuma, man shammaha marik, wa man akalaha mat." The flesh of the scholars is poison. Whoever smells it will become sick, and whoever eats it will die. Sadaq, luhum al-ulama'i masmuma. You eat the flesh of a scholar, that means you backbiting. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ijtanibu kathiran min adh-dhanni inna ba'da adh-dhanni ithm wa la tajassasu wa la yaghtab ba'dukum ba'da." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "La yaghtab ba'dukum ba'da." أَيُحِبُّ أَحَدُكُمْ أَنْ يَأْكُلَ لَحْمَ أَخِيهِ مَيْتًا فَكَرِهْتُمُوهُ. Allah says, do not backbite each other, unless if one of you wants to eat the flesh of his brother after he dies. Nobody will agree with that, but backbiting is like eating his flesh when he disappears. So, to do this concerning the matter of the scholars, this is too bad. So Imam Muhammad says, "Man shammaha marid wa man akalaha marid." It's poison. You eat it, you smell it, you get sick, because that happens when you smell poison. You eat it, you die immediately, because you cannot stand a war with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why, wallahi, we have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful. Because sometimes we talk. And wallahi, you might be talking about others who are really innocent in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you will see the evil consequence. Nobody will succeed. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, he is not one of us who does not show respect to our scholars. You might disagree with him. That's normal. You know, people used to disagree with Abu Bakr. That was the greatest person after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. They used to disagree with him, but they maintained the respect. They used to disagree with Uthman, Ali, Umar, but they maintained the respect. So Rasulullah said, لَيْسَ مِنَّا مَنْ لَمْ يَرْحَمْ صَغِيرَنَا وَلَمْ يُوَقِّرْ كَبِيرَنَا وَلَا يَعْرِفُ لِعَالِمِنَا حَقَّهُ. The one who doesn't show respect to our elders, and the one who does not show mercy to the younger ones, and the one who does not respect the scholars, the Prophet ﷺ said, he is not one of us. So we should be very careful, my brothers and sisters. Wherever we go, we have this issue of backbiting. People are backbiting each other. People are backbiting their teachers. And he told me that at the end of the semester, during the registration, they have a special backbiting that has taken place there. Somebody asked me, is it halal? Because we do talk about the lecturers. Dr. Hazik is very harsh. Very harsh. You take his course, most likely you get 0. Is that backbiting? You can advise your brother, tell him, okay, this class is good. Forget about the other ones. The class you enjoy, tell him this class really is good. I have learned here and I really benefited. And I do advise you to join that. But how about that one? You know that one has some issues, right? You don't talk about him, because that is backbiting also. Do you get an idea? Because we're talking about knowledge, and usually if you look at the attitude of the students sometimes, you look at the attitude of the students, sometimes people are what? Lazy. They want somebody who is very easy to reach. Maybe there is no teaching in the classroom, but very simple. So we have to be very careful. Whenever you mention a word about somebody, you should make sure that this is something that you can say it in front of him and he will be okay with that. Not just you can say it in front of him, because sometimes when I want to talk about him, you know, for me to avoid backbiting, I tell my friend, even in front of him I will say it. Thinking that this is not going to make it backbiting. No, it's still backbiting. It might be worse, because I'm undertaking and also saying to the people that I can disrespect him and embarrass him in front of others. Because if I speak about you in the way you don't like, and you feel embarrassed in front of others, this is disrespect. And the Prophet ﷺ said, بِحَسْبِ امْرِئٍ مِنَ الشَّرِّ أَنْ يَحْقِرَ أَخَاهُ الْمُسْلِمِ. It is enough for a person to be evil in the eyes of Sharia to disrespect his Muslim brother or sister. So I really leave you with this, my brothers and sisters. Always remember the words of Rasulullah when he says, "Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut." Whoever believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hereafter, he should say good or keep quiet. You are in the presence of a scholar, you disagree with him, present your case with adab. Try explain to him why is he wrong in that which he says. The scholar should understand that this knowledge is not wahi min indillah to him, to say that he doesn't make a mistake. No, great scholars were corrected by their little tiny children, and they take it because right is right, wrong is wrong. This religion is not mine, it's not yours. And nobody says I will not be making mistake and you will not be making mistake. Each and every one of us is that person who makes mistakes. But we should recognize the status and the level of our scholars and show them respect wherever we're in front of them. We see something that is wrong, we should correct it with adab. There is nothing more beautiful than you saying to him. So I thought, I saw a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ that said this and that. He's going to realize. If you're wrong, he will explain to you, yes, I saw that hadith. But actually the hadith that you mentioned is supposed to be understood in this way. This is better than, actually there is no room of comparison to compare it with somebody who will just look at his sheikh and tell him you're wrong, in front of everyone. If he doesn't tell him you're a liar, you have to understand these are serious matters in Sharia. Respect should be kept. The Prophet ﷺ said, he is not one of us, the one who doesn't show respect to our scholars. So the Prophet ﷺ said, Man kanat lahu madlamatun. He said, In kanat lahu hasanatun. If that person has amalu salih, ukhidha minhu biqadari madlamatihi. You backbited somebody, and you did not reconcile the case here on earth. You did not ask him to forgive you. You let the case reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will never keep quiet. Right has to be taken to their proper owners on the day of judgment. Don't you ever say maybe he forgot. No. On the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to remind him. He will remember everything that happened. There is no rights which will be neglected. Wallahi, those that are hidden, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows them. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Am yahsabuna. Listen to this. He said, Am yahsabuna anna la nasma'u sirrahum wa najwahum. Bala wa rusuluna ladayhim yaktubun. Subhanallah. Sometimes we sit down right in secret, nobody's there, and we talk about others. Allah says, Am yahsabuna anna la nasma'u sirrahum wa najwahum. He said, do they ever think that we are not aware of their secrets? And najwa is when you meet with somebody to discuss some secret matters. Allah says, do they think that we don't witness that? Allah says, Bala wa rusuluna ladayhim yaktubun. He said, not only that we hear what they're saying and we know it, no, we do have angels next to them to take record of every single thing they are saying. SubhanAllah. Every secret you are talking to somebody, secret discuss, you are talking to somebody, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has angels there to record that which you say. What does that mean? You have to be very careful. Because on the day of judgment, those secrets are going to be revealed. Allah says, Yawma tubla sarai. The day in which those secret and hidden things which you never show somebody else, they're going to be exposed. That's why a Muslim should be very careful with this. You can say, yes, I am hiding. The authority do not see me. Yes, they might not see you. The government might not see you. The leader might not see you. Friends and parents might not see you. All of them, you can escape everyone. But wallahi, the ayn of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees. And that's the heaviest responsibility, because to be in trouble with people here, that's much easier. Actually, there is no problem if you compare the problem you will be in with who? With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, there will be a group of people who will come back to Allah with hasanat kajibatiham, a lot of righteous deeds. But then unfortunately, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take it and destroy it and turn it into dust. It will be useless. They said, Ya Rasulullah, who are these people? We really need to know who they are and their description so that we can stay away from this attitude. The Prophet ﷺ said, no, they are just like us. They pray like us. They fast like us. They read Quran like us. But the problem these people have is that in front of others, they are very righteous. But they are in a place where nobody can see them. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا خَلَوْا بِمَحَارِمِ اللَّهِ انْتَهَكُوهَا. Whenever they go in a place where nobody can see them, they go against the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَمْ يَحْسَبُونَ أَنَّا لَا نَسْمَعُ سِرَّهُمْ وَنَجْوَاهُمْ. So you show somebody a good face, but you're showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a different face, subhanAllah. What is this? You show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala an evil attitude, but you're showing others the good one. That's really wrong. So the Prophet ﷺ mentioned this hadith actually to warn us. The person should make sure that his sarira afdal min alaniyati. You should try your best that your secret is better than that which you expose to others. If you can have in your life secret activities between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that should be your attitude. Get something between you and Allah, nobody knows it. Whenever you do it between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the point I'm trying to reach here is, do not ever think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not aware of what you do. That's against the muraqabah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He listens, he hears, and he takes record. And he has angels to take record of what you do. On the day of judgment, those people whom you took their rights, although they might not be aware of it, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was aware of it. And the right will never be neglected. He's going to take it from you on the day of judgment and pass it to you. Question. They are going to take from the righteous deed of this person who backbited somebody. How much you think of ring, dollars, riyal is going to be taken to pay one word you say against your Muslim brother or sister? Aisha radiallahu anha mentioned one of the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to be short in terms of height. She said, she's okay, everything's okay. But she said, the only thing is she's short. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam got angry with her. He was really angry with her. He stopped the conversation with her and he told her that you have said a word. If this word is going to be mixed with the water of the sea, it will make it bad. It will destroy it completely. Nobody can make use of it. One word destroy the water of the sea. How many words we say when we talk about the Muslim brothers and sisters? One word destroy the water of the sea. That's just the impact. So I said one word against my brother or against my sister. How much do you think Allah is going to take from your deed? How many hasanat do you think Allah is going to take from that? From your deed to pay that word that you say against your Muslim brother or sister. That's why we have to be very careful. Wallahi, this is a very dangerous business that a person is engaging himself in. Because you don't know the price. And it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed to be the payment for this evil attitudes that you did against your Muslim brother or sister. All of your righteous deed might be taken just to pay a word you said against somebody. You're not the one who's going to make a decision. What does that mean? That means you should always observe the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The saying of Rasulullah, Man kana yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir falyaqul khayran aw liyasmut. Whoever believes in Allah and the hereafter, he should always say good or keep quiet. Allah, that's the only way out we have, my brothers and sisters. This tongue is the vast majority of your evil deeds. They're coming from what? From the tongue. That's why when that companion of Rasulullah said, Ya Rasulullah, man najah? He said, Ya Rasulullah, how can I succeed in this life and go to the hereafter and get the paradise from Allah? Prophet ﷺ told him, control your tongue. Control your tongue. He gave him 3 things that we use as principle to guide you to success in life. The first thing he said, control your tongue. SubhanAllah. If you control the tongue, the vast majority of your attitudes and the sins will be gone. Look at your life on a daily basis. Most of your mistakes are from the tongue. What you say, the way you behave. So he says, control your tongue. That's the first. The second one, he says, وَلِيَسَعُكَ بَيْتُكَ. Let your house be sufficiently enough for you. Some scholars said, meaning you should mind your business. That means I should always mind my business. I don't interfere in other people's business. Some scholars said yasa'uka baytuk means remain home. Do not go out unless if you have a need. Because if you don't have any need, when you go out, what happens? Commit sins, you harm others, other people harm you. But whenever there is a need, you go out. Need doesn't mean you need. Need means there is a need, you go out. Somebody might need you. If you don't need them, they need you. To help them, you go for that. But right after you finish with everything, the best place for you is what? Is your home. Long ago, Ibn al-Qawi said, فَكُنْ حِرْسَ بَيْتٍ وَهُوَ سِتْرٌ لِعَوْرَةٍ وَحِرْزُ الْفَتَى عَنْ كُلِّ غَاوٍ مُفْسِدٍ. He said, I advise you to maintain your house. Do not go out unless if you need to go out. You go for work, you go to help some people, you go for da'wah, you go to visit somebody to put some happiness in it. I mean, there is something that brings you out, which is beneficial to either you or to the community. Then you will be the best in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in this case, staying home will be lesser in terms of reward and benefit in the Sharia than going out. Going out will be the best because there is an objective in going out. But if you don't have anything, your house is the best. He said first, it protects your aura. You know, you're in your house, it protects your aura. And also it protects you from every deviant person or group. They do not even see you. But nowadays, subhanAllah, if you're talking about deviation, they come and meet you where? At home. They come to your house and meet you there. Because we have the television. We have the internet. Forget about it. Nowadays, I think people don't watch TVs, except in the restaurants and canteens. At home, you don't find that. I think we still take those ones for decorations and all this. But nowadays we have what? The internet. The one that brings everything. So I will also apply that. When I say don't go out, if you don't need to protect yourself from deviation, the same goes to when you are in the house. Do not visit any place online. You might be visiting a website. It will be the reason why you will have a doubt in the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in your heart. How many people went into this tribe of Shaitan? A lot. We have seen people who lost their religion because of the internet. So it is not something that you can tell people not to go. It carries thousands, if not millions of benefits. But when it comes to the religious matters, you should know that these are the most sensitive issues that are supposed to be taken directly from the scholars. You don't go to the internet to learn your religion just like that. No, you should go to the scholars who are next to you and ask them. They will guide you, clarify. Because online, when you open, it gives you how many options? Thousands of options. Which one is correct? You don't know. From now on, the doubts start to exist in your heart. You will never be certain in that what you do. We see them every day asking the same question. I read in this place, I read in this place. SubhanAllah, every day these are the questions that are coming. I read in this place, said this, but I read in another place also said that. You know, I was in a place when one of the great scholars was giving a lecture. A young boy from primary and secondary school. Young boy in the secondary school. He said, "Ashkalat alayhi hadhihi al-masala." He said, "I'm confused." One of the biggest issues, he said, he is confused. He couldn't understand the statement of the scholars. This one said. So the Sheikh, before he answered, he says, "Honestly speaking, a person like you, if he doesn't get confused, what else?" Seriously, because a person like him in the secondary school, these are not the places where khilaf and ikhtilaf is supposed to be discussed at all. Those ones, their brain accepts nothing except foundation. You let them get established first. When they reach the university, this is when they start criticizing, critical analysis and all of these things, you know. They're prepared to receive and to analyze. In the secondary school, in those places, these are the places where they receive the correct one and does it. The lecturer or the teacher is supposed to tell them, "Qala Abu Hanifa, qala Malik, qala." This is not for kids, this is for the people in the university. Nowadays, in some places in the university also, this is so big, you know. We should know our positions. Wallahi, we should know our position. These statements of the scholars are very perfect and so excellent, I'm telling you, because we have seen the evil consequence of rejecting them and not putting them into practice and action. person should be very careful. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told him, وَلِيَسَّرُكَ بَيْتُكَ. It has two meanings according to the scholars. Either it means that you should make sure that your house is enough for you, that you stay home unless if you need or there is a need for you to go out, as I mentioned earlier, or mind your business. Do not interfere other people's business. It's also a noble act. من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The last one, he says, وَابْكِ عَلَى خَطِئَتِكَ, and cry because of your sins. Because if you find somebody who cries because of his sins, he worries so much about his sins, he will not worry about other people's sins. Nowadays, subhanallah, our job is, this one is this one is that, as if you are infallible. Who doesn't make sins, Look at the comments of, these people are this, these people are, Ya akhi, how about you? Did you ever sit down and look at your life and your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Analyze that and see, wallahi, you will cry. Be honest to yourself and sit down and look at your life on the daily basis. Who are you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? I'm telling you, if you have iman in your heart, you're going to cry. And you will understand that you have no time to sit down and discuss the sins of others because you have yours. We don't discuss the sins of others. This is not your job. But Allah wants you to go and participate in making da'wah to them if something appears to you. We don't make assumption that yes, maybe Hamza is doing something wrong. Maybe Hamza is doing something wrong. I go give him da'wah based on assumption. No, we don't do that. It appears to you that somebody is going in the wrong direction, you advise him. Otherwise, you're supposed to have good expectation, husn al-dhann on everyone. We don't talk about the sins. When we see the sins of others, we conceal that. Even the scholar said there are huquq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala التي يستحب فيها الستر. There are rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that concealment is recommended. You see a person committing zina, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect. You're going to call others to come and watch? No, you can't do that. Your job is to go and advise him, bring him to the place and advise him to stop. And do not expose his secret. You conceal it. Advise him to stop. If you report, the judge is going to ask you to provide 4 witnesses to confirm that which you say. If not, we're going to beat you 80 times. To get an idea, do we do that? No. You see people doing things which we believe to be wrong, we do what we share with others. This or that. Go and get. When did you ever see Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sit down and talk about A'udhu billahi hasha? Go and see the life of Abu Bakr. When did he ever sit down and discuss the sins of others? Go and see Umar. Go and see all of those companions. They are our examples, right? So this hadith, my brothers and sisters, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, these are the keys to success in this life. It means if you don't maintain them, you will not succeed. You control your tongue. You try to maintain your house and mind your business, and always reflect, because when you cry because of your sins, you're going to do what? You're going to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, make tawbah. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, these are the guidance and the tools and the element that can lead a person to success. So Allah is going to take from his righteous deed to pay the madlama that he goes against others. وَإِن لَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ حَسَنَاتٌ أُخِذَ مِنْ سَيِّئَاتِ صَاحِبِهِ فَحُمِلَ عَلَيْهِ. And if there is no righteous deed to pay that madlama, that oppression that he did against somebody, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take from the evil deed and put on him. SubhanAllah. Look at the real ikhlas. You come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if there is righteous deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to take them and pay the people whom you owe restitutions. If you don't have anything, Allah will take from the evil deed and put on that person, and then he will be taken to hell. May Allah grant us good. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.